Hello everyone, my name is Parcel and welcome back to the Broxer channel. In this new video, we're going to show you guys the Final Fantasy VII Remake game review. This game is a remake to the original one, which came out 1997. And this game was developed by Square Enix and published by Sony Interactive and Entertainment. And this is, again, a PlayStation 4 exclusive. So let's jump right into it. Nineteen 1997's Final Fantasy VII is one of the most beloved games ever released. Its state-of-the-art graphic, memorable characters, and engaging gameplay are still highly regarded to this day. For years, fans have begged developer Square Enix to revisit the Japanese role-playing game with contemporary technology, a request the company has finally fulfilled with Final Fantasy VII Remake. The 2020 interaction features the classic characters, story, and settings you remember, but redesigned with modern-day graphic and gameplay. People who've played the original version will experience the iconic tale in a new light. Though it doesn't say so on the box, Final Fantasy VII Remake is an episodic title. In fact, this particular installment consists on the game's opening Midgar region. However, instead of being only 10 hours, this is a beefy 40-hour experience. Despite being just a faction of Final Fantasy VII's story, this chapter is a complete tale with a satisfying narrative through line. Final Fantasy VII Remake, like the original game, stars a soldier turned mercenary named Cloud Strife. The game's intro sees him helping the Avalanche rebel group in their efforts to blow up a Mako reactor. Mako is lifeblood of their planet, which is being used as an enemy source by shady Shinra Corporation. Avalanche, particularly members Barrett Wallace and Tifa Lockhart, have dedicated their lives to stopping Shinra, a corporation that they believe is actively killing the planet. As the story progresses, things go from bad to worse, from Avalanche as Shinra closes into the rebels. Cloud, who is indifferent to the group's efforts, begins to slowly come over to their cause. The core story and character growth of the original doesn't see many radical changes. However, there are some details that add depth to the world and characters, making each feel fuller. In contrast to its turn-based predecessor, Final Fantasy VII Remake features real-time combat. Skills learned in titles like Devil May Cry 5, God of War, or any other modern action game will prove useful in battle. Dodging and blocking are every bit as important as attacking. However, Final Fantasy VII Remake isn't brainless brawler. Recklessly mashing or holding the attack button will either get your entire party killed or have you dispensing copious amounts of Phoenix Down revival potions. And also, strategy and tactics are crucial to survival battles in the game. There are two combat modes, Standard and Classic. In Standard mode, you perform basic attacks, use magic and abilities, or select items at any time during battles. Classic mode is a variant of Easy mode. Don't let the name fool you, as this mod does not play like the old game. Your character automatically performs basic attacks on enemies, and enemies are much weaker combatants. Though you still control your characters, your main focus is waiting for the ATB gauge to fill so you can unleash magic and special moves. This mode isn't for people who want more action-centric combat. Like the original game, this remake features limit breaks. These extra powerful attacks are unique to each character and give them the ability to summon powerful creatures that deal massive damage. With the exception of standard attacks, all action consume 1 or 2 blocks of the action time battle, which the ATB bar. ATB fills over time, but you can make it fill faster by performing successful attacks or by having certain materia orbs equipped. Final Fantasy VII Remake offers numerous weapons and each one has its own unique combat ability. To learn a weapon's ability, you'll have to perform said ability numerous times to raise your proficiency with the weapon. In most cases, using an ability 10 times will get you proficiency to 100%. Once that happens, you'll permanently have that specific ability in your toolset, even if you equip a different weapon. As with most RPGs, Final Fantasy VII Remake lets you earn experience points by defeating enemies. Earning experience levels up your character and gives them additional attack, magic, and defensive points. Leveling up also earns weapons enhancing skill points. As you earn more skill points, you'll unlock additional weapon upgrades. In the weapon enhancement submenu, you can then manually select which upgrades to unlock or have the game automatically select the best available upgrades for you. Upgrading weapons is a relatively painless process and an important one that will help you deal with enemies more efficiently. The real-time combat makes for ferocious and exciting battles that retain the strategic aspect of turn-based encounters. For the most part, the system is fair. If you die in battle, you likely did something wrong. However, the fighting has flaws. There are times when enemies leave you defenseless by assailing you with unblockable attacks. It's frustrating to get knocked out of a healing spell during crucial moments too. Instances like these don't happen often, but when they do, you'll want to throw your controller across the room. Still, more battles will go your way if you maintain composed. There are materia orbs in the game, and the materia orbs level up along with the characters who wield them, which opens the door to additional spells. For example, combining the Amplify materia with fire unleashes an Inferno that hits multiple foes. Linking an elemental materia with lightning deals lightning damage with every attack. Final Fantasy VII Remake lacks character classes, but it's possible to create them by cleverly linking different materia. This system allows players a great deal of flexibility with character builds. Final Fantasy VII Remake's soundtrack is widely considered one of the best of the entire franchise. The remake expertly remixes the old tunes, making them feel equally nostalgic and fresh. They'll often have elements interwoven throughout, like an added theme on the top of the original or even vocal lines. The game's particular soundtrack may not go down as a classic, but its quality is of the highest caliber. Besides of the soundtrack, Final Fantasy VII Remake does an exceptional job of making its iconic characters feel real. This is not only because we get to spend more time with them via the expanded storyline, but also because of the quality of the voice acting. The main cast members delivered their lines in an earnest manner, making the fantastical situations the characters find themselves in believable. And you will also receive side quests from NPCs in each of the game's towns. Most quests either involve or end with slaying monsters. Completing quests earn you money, materia, weapons, and accessories. Doing side quests is also a great way to learn more about the world and its inhabitants. Side quests aren't overly long, nor do they feel like busy works. Considering the rewards they provide, it's worth completing as many as possible. Final Fantasy VII Remake won't set the world affair like its 1997 counterpart. If you're expecting a revolution, you won't get one. What you will find is a solid AAA JRPG containing strategic battles, stunning graphic, and a compelling narrative with memorable characters. Though it only tells a portion of the original story, Final Fantasy VII Remake has enough gameplay and added plot to keep most players happy. This remake won't please everyone, but it ultimately succeeds at resurrecting a classic for a contemporary audience. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing and turn on the notification bell. And if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button and tell me your thoughts on comments. I see you next time in the next video. Peace.